I'm ripping. We got this field, big field, and a field way over there on this farm, and then a little 3-5 acre field over here. And then this farm will be done, and then my brother will be back in this thing. And we got about, let's see, 30, 90, about 130, 120, 130 acres left. And I've done 2,580 acres so far of corn ground. So we've been at it hard. I don't know. That's what's going on this morning. So good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday to you. Good morning. It is cold, cold, cold. We got a really good frost this morning. It's supposed to be cold the rest of the week. I got everything done except for, I think it's a 15, 17 acre field on the end down there I got to go do. Hopefully I can get that done. My brother will show up, and he's got a 35 acre field in the back of one farm to do. And then I think we're going to change the teeth out, because then we got a big 100 acre field, and that's the last field that we have to do. So I think these teeth are good enough to do these two fields. They're sandy fields, so I'm going to use these teeth for them. They still got some good whiff to them. I'm going to use these teeth for them two fields, and then probably switch it for the last field, because it's the last bean field I cut. If you remember back on the video, it didn't do too well. A quarter of the field is sandy, and then the rest of it's pretty good dirt. I'd say out of the 90 some acres the field is, there might be 15 acres that's sandy, and but the rest of it's good dirt. But these points still got life to them, so in these two sandy fields I'm going to knock them out, and then it don't take a couple minutes to change the points out, put new points on, and let him roll. I'm going to do this field, he's going to do the other two, and I'm going to go doing some other things. This is his tractor. I figure he might as well drive it, but he's with his woman on the weekends, so I do the weekend work like always. See the frost? Can't even see out of it. Let her sit here and warm up for a minute. Can't see anyway, and then I'm gonna go try to knock that one field out before he gets here, and then we'll have 130 acres left. I've done 2,658 acres so far, so it'll be about 2,900 acres total that we've ripped so far. So not too bad, not too shabby for a 5 shank. We've been keeping her going. See you later. It's cold. I had to put fuel in her. I've been ripping, but she needed fuel. I'm putting fuel in the heater because I'm not going to be in the shop and it'd be freezing. It seems like it's 10 times colder in there with the concrete and metal. So, got the old turbo heater out of storage, so we can use her. Hopefully my brother will show up. He can take over. I'll go do some other things. But we'll see. It's 8:15. I told you, you got banker's hours, Alex. Well, my brother finally showed up and took over. We really need to take that front hitch off and put weights on there. Well, the trees are turning pretty. soon there won't be any leaves on them. Look at that boy go. He's a worker. He's a worker. He's toting her. Definitely need a bigger ripper. Gosh, I'm waiting for him to turn around. Come on. Show you how professional he is. Look, he picks it up. Oh, he's turning. He's turning. Oh, he slowed her down too. You're doing an excellent job. Excellent job. Look at that man go. Tractors are big, but they look so small. Look how small it looks. And they're small pines. Oh, look, he puts her down perfect. Gets his line. Look at him go, boy. That boy is a worker. Look how small that tractor looks. It's like a little matchbox. These pines got a ways to go. I remember when they cut this timber back here. I'd say they're probably 20 years old. They got a long ways to go. Long ways to go. They're probably got another 30 years before they mature. I can't let him be the star of the show all the time. I come back here to see what he was doing. I can't say check on him because he knows what he's doing. He's all the way in the back of the farm. It's like a mile, probably a mile and a half back here. It's got everything done. We got the big farm across the road done, the field I was working in this morning. And then we had done most of this farm except for this like 27-acre field. In the back here, 30-acre field. So he's going ahead and knocking it out. And then we got a 90-some acre field. And then we will be done with the ripper. We're going to put new teeth on it after this field, though. He'll get this field done today and probably be done. We'll put teeth on it tomorrow. And probably put the teeth on it tomorrow. And then he can go back and have fun in the 90-acre field. Roll with her. I did get all my seed corn ordered. Thank you, Lindy Smith. Sure Seed Consultant. Really good corn. I think we're just going to plant Seed Consultant and decob this year. We plant decob on this farm. Big 120 acres on this farm. So this will get the decob, and I'd really like to try that 112 day again because that stuff overall averaged like 245. We had three fields in it. One field went like 265, one went like 255. It was 265, like 255, and like 247 or something. So I'm gonna say it averaged like 245, 250. What would the average be on that? You can tell me. 255, something like that, whatever the average is. It did really well. I was really surprised, and I hate decob, but it held its average. You know, I didn't hit the high banging numbers like I did in the other corn, but it held its average throughout the whole field. Now, Seed Consultant 108 day actually won the overall average, but that was certain fields it won overall average. I don't think it won the whole average because I had it planted several places. The thing that killed me with that is when I put that Proven 40 on it. Now the Proven 40 still averaged like 225 or something, 230 on 108 day. It averaged like 235, 240 on 115 day Agrigold too. But whatever that was, whatever that does to that plant, it totally changes the structure of that plant. Like everywhere else I had it planted, that's what I like. If you look back on the videos, sea consultant has a really big vein leaf, really big, good for getting sunlight, holding water, everything. And when we put that Proven 40 on it, now all the other places I had the 108 day looked just like that, big veins. I mean, just looked really, really, really good. Looked really, really good. Big veins, you know, just pretty. I mean, it looks like that corn that you look at, you're like, damn, that stuff's gonna do really well. But then, what was that over there? 80 acres? Close to 80 acres over there that I put that Proven 40 on. It did not. Now, it yielded good. You know, it did like 225. What did I say? 225 or something like that. 230, somewhere around there. But it should have done better because I had 40 more pounds of nitrogen on it. And it was on good ground, but it made the plant structure totally change. Like the veins didn't get as big. The ears looked good, but they didn't look as good as the other. And I planted it on good ground. And even the Agrigold that I put it on, you know, it did good. You know, it averaged 230, 240. But it just made the plant look, I don't know, just made it look like it was sicker or something. I mean, it might sound weird, but that's what it made it look like. It just wasn't healthy. But, I mean, if you looked at it from the road, you thought it was going to be great corn. But then when you got up to it, you're like, well, damn, the leaves on the 180 over here are like 4 inches wider than these over here. Same corn, planted on good, you know, good farms. But that Proven 40, it changed the structure of the plant. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but it made the plant look different. And we got really good rain this year, so I figured that 40 extra pounds that they said that was on it would have boosted it up, you know, pretty good. But it didn't. It actually made it worse. It was like 20 bushels off, 25 bushels off average of what the other did. Maybe more, maybe a little bit more. So needless to say, it was $7,000 to do 200 acres of corn with it, and I'll never do that again. Now, you hear some people say they love it to death and they're gonna buy and buy and buy it, but I just didn't see where the extra $7,000 helped it. It almost looks like it hurt the plant. I don't know. And I didn't do anything different on it than I did on all the other corn. And I don't know, just something about it. It just didn't look good. I mean, there's a lot of people I'm sure in here that love Proven 40, but it just seemed like it just didn't work. Not for us anyway. Maybe it works for you, but I just wasn't a fan of it. And I wanted to be, I mean, I wanted to try it and really be a fan of it, but I just wasn't, so we're not going to do it again. We got the new planter with the 2x2, so I'm going to stick to kind of the program I want. I did it this year, added some stuff to the blend on certain farms, and it seemed like it helped it, so I don't know. Try some things. We got 3 fields down the runway. It used to be one big field, but then when the runway came in there, it separated it into 3 fields. So we're going to make it 3 different trials, because it's all going to be corn this year. Try a couple different things in each one. You know, some population trials, some sugar trials, just something. Just try something. And it's good ground. It's right over there on the other side of this wheat. And it's good ground, so as long as we get the rain, you know, water is everything. If you don't get the water, you don't get the crop. And who knows with the irrigation what's going on. Good morning. It is, what is today? Tuesday? Tuesday. I'm going to put new teak on the ripper. We have 100 acres left. Them teeth would probably make it, but they're getting so, the wings are getting so small that I don't feel like burning $5 diesel fuel for nothing. It ain't gonna really help the ground out other than just putting a slit in it. So we're gonna change the teeth. We'll probably save them for spares, but I'll show you the difference in them. It's a big difference when you actually put a new one up there. The new one, and then there's the used one. Look at that. That's a big difference. One thing, you can't be cheap. You're like, well, we can do it, but you can't really do it. What's the point of going out there with them little thin things? All you're doing is making a slit in the ground in instead of really busting stuff up. And you know, it's not really that wide. So you're burning fuel and everything else. What's the point of going out there if you're not going to do it right? You can't be bitching about what a shank costs, a tube costs, and then go out there and just half-ass it. So I'm going to replace them all so it's done right, because you only get, a normal farmer only gets what, 40 crops in his lifetime, 45 if you think about it. So you got to make each one count. And people don't think about that, how many crops. You figure if you're farming for 40 years, you only get 40 crops. That sounds like a really low number if you think about it, but that's the truth. If you're one of them guys that want to farm till you're 90, you might get 50 crops. But I want, if I'm going to get 40 crops in my life or 50 crops in my lifetime, I want to try to make each one of those 50 matter, because they do matter. And I want it to matter. Because the one thing about crops, you don't get a retry. Once you put the seed in the ground and it starts growing, and if you screwed up, you got to turn around and spend more money and try to do it, but by that time it's probably too late to really get a good crop. So I want it done right the first time. So no sense in wasting money. And you can see the difference. Look at the difference in them. Just the thickness too in them. I mean, this right here is already worn out. That's a shank saver. That's, if you got a ripper, get these. They really save your shanks big time. But you can see, and then look at that. And it's thin. So this is thin. This one right here is worn quite, still got a little bit of curvature to it, but it's real thin versus this one. And I mean, you know, that's about all it is, and I got this much extra. So, but we can save them just in case something happens, we need a spare or something. So that's what the job is today. My brother's not up here yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and get these changed over for him. He had a tire flat. Get that fixed real quick, pump it back up, and he should be good to go. He'll top her off fuel when he gets here. Then I'm gonna pull the tool pickup in, service it, needs an oil change. Probably pressure wash it off. And then I'm gonna go over to John Deere. They got the new computer system in the Globe. It's expensive, but I wanna update our stuff. Stuff we had probably works. Like I got one of my brother's tractor. It works fine, everything for what he does with it, but for the planting tractor, I kind of want to keep up to date on technology. It's expensive, but I like keeping up with technology, at least in the planting tractor. Planting tractor and the combine. Everything else just does tillage and stuff, so you can pretty much use whatever. If I didn't have a planter that ran off the monitor, I could just use whatever, but the planters that we have, both planters actually run off the monitor. So I like to keep that stuff up to date on that. So I'm going to go look at a new system that they got in. For that, I was going to get them earlier, but I didn't have the money. So I got the money now. I'm going to go look. I don't know if I got all the money. I mean, it's not cheap, but I'm at least going to go look at it. So see if it's what I want and if it's worth it or whatever. See if we can work out a deal. I don't know. It's so expensive. God. But the planters we have, they can be switched over. Right now, they're hydraulically driven. But you know, it's got roast shutters. It's got all the technology on them, both of them. But eventually it would be sweet to get the electric drives and do away with all the chains and everything. And the problem, if you get electric drives, you know, further down the road, you know, it'd be 5-10 years from now, hopefully. And plus with planters, $600,000-$700,000, you know, you can upgrade them for about $60,000-$70,000. That's a lot cheaper. You can keep the same planter and do a lot cheaper job upgrading them than you can buying a new one. But they won't run off the old monitors is what the problem is. You got to have a Gen 4 or a Gen 5 to run them. So I'm going to go look at a Gen 5 and a 7000 Globe and see what kind of price we can come up with. I'm sure I don't have enough money for it, but everything's so high. Everything is just so high nowadays. Oh my God. But anyway, you know, you got to keep up with it. This is our job, our future, so you got to keep up with it, I feel. At least in your planting tractor. So I'm going to get to doing this, and I'll see you in a minute. I'm going to raise it up a little bit higher. Got the heater on, that's what you hear. It is chilly today. Chilly, chilly, chilly. That off. Slide the new one on. That's it. I'm like a NASCAR pick through. See how quick that was? 5 teeth done in 6 minutes and 48 seconds. Now, if you'd went to a dealership, they would have charged you 3 hours to change in 5 teeth. That just shows you how quick and easy something is and what they would have charged you to do. I guarantee you they would have. You would have paid $1,000 to have that done. So here, I'll show you the new ones. So there's the new teeth on her. And I'll show you what an old tooth looks like. Old one, look at that worn out. Just picked up a piece of metal, but look how worn it is. Look at that. So this is an old one versus a new one. So how much thicker it is. Let's see. It's kind of heavy for me to hold perfect, but there you go. Versus, look at that. There you go. You can't get by with stuff like that. You just can't say it'll work and do half-ass work. If you're out there ripping, it costs a lot of money to rip. People don't realize it. It's very expensive to rip. If you're ripping, make sure it's done right. Just take the extra 6 minutes and 48 seconds and whatever the teeth are and do it right. You just don't get by in this world. You got to do it right. So that's for today. Showed you that. Let's fix that tire real quick and he is good to go. See ya. Well, it is later in the day. My brother, he's straight. He's over ripping. So I got my tractor out. I did go look at the Gen 5 computer. Expensive, but I did get one. I got the 12-inch screen. I was going to get the 10-inch because it was a little bit cheaper, but they didn't have it and they didn't know when they could get one in because with all the stupid Taiwan crap and all that, with the chips, they're only getting a certain amount of them and distributing them through the John Deere places, and they're using them for brand new equipment more than they are used equipment. So they get new equipment, gets them first. So I got my tractor out. I haven't washed her since we got done with her. So I'm gonna go ahead and give her a good cleaning, back her in the barn. And I probably won't change the monitor today. I'll probably do it tomorrow. But that monitor is going in the sprayer tractor, and the sprayer tractor monitor is actually in my brother's tractor right now. And so we're just short one monitor for the 9200, but I figure the sprayer, you only use the sprayer when you use it. You know, you can hurry up, knock stuff out with it, and then it sits for 3 weeks. So within them 3 weeks time of not using it, all it is 2 wing nuts, unplug it, throw it in the 9200. She can use it them 3 weeks. And then once I need to spray her again, I'll take it, put it back in the sprayer, go do what I got to do with it, and once I'm done with it, and like now we've been done with the sprayer forever, so we've been using the tractors for doing tillage and other stuff. Well, there's no sense of having an expensive computer and a globe sitting on a sprayer for months and months and months and months and months, just sitting there, when we could be using it in a tractor. So instead of buying a whole nother system for another tractor, it makes sense the expensive system that you got. Just like, you know, like I said, all you do is take 2 wing nuts out of the back. Everybody knows that. Unplug it, throw it in the other one, because the other one, we do have the brackets in all of them, and that way if you want to move stuff around, you just, you know, hurry up and put the wing nuts in the back and plug her in. She's ready to go. So I just want to keep the planter tractor updated with the little bit newer technology, because both of our planters do have all the technology on them. So it is nice to keep it up to date. So, and like I said, if we ever update one of our planters to electric, you can't run electric with the monitors that we have now. You have to have a Gen 4 or newer. So, but that's further down the road. But at least we got the monitors now. If we ever decide to upgrade, you know, change the planter over to electric, like I said, that'd probably be 5-6 years. But and it's cheaper, way cheaper to do that than it is new planters for $600,000. It's just retarded. It's just dumb what they want for anything. Like even the monitor, they're expensive, but I believe in technology. I think it's good to keep up with it. So that's why I did it. Just to try to keep things updated, especially for this, for the planter, the combine. I think them two are the two most important ones in my opinion to try to keep updated. Like I said, our planters have all the technology. Even the new one we got has all the technology on it, you know, to run them. So might as well keep everything going. Like I said, same way with the ripper when I was talking about you only get so many crops in your lifetime, and people probably haven't thought about that. You only get 40, 50 crops in your lifetime if you think about it. So I want each crop to be perfect. So get ready to wash her, put her in the barn. I'll probably wax it tomorrow. I got all week. Next week's Thanksgiving, so we're not, once my brother gets done ripping, we're not going to be really doing much anyway. So I get her washed and then put her in the shop and then clean the inside out. Normally I keep her halfway clean, but behind the seat and everything, you know, clean her out good, scrub the floors, windows, give her a good wax, and change the monitor out. And just, we're not going to service anything until Deere's got a sale on all their filters December 1st. So we're going to wait till December 1st to do all the servicing and stuff on everything. But, you know, December 1st will be here before you know it if you think about it, because next week's Thanksgiving. So, but just get her all cleaned out, prettied up. That's the plan anyway. So, and then service it, and then just start rotating them, service the other one, and the other one, and the other one, and then the other one. Combine sprayer, try to get everything done. So that's the plan. It's the end of the video. I'm getting ready to wash my baby off. So like, subscribe, share, and thanks for watching. Thanks for getting me over to hump of 3,000 subscribers. See you. Looks way better. Like the video and subscribe. See you. Is that how you're supposed to do it? Show you my bald gray hair.